Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 193. It is Tuesday morning, and we do have to go back to work today, and the meetings are piling up. But before we do that, today, we're going to the dentist to get that crown put on. So, early morning right now, 70 degrees outside, and we are heading to the dentist, get that taken care of, and then we'll head to the office. Today I have a couple weird meetings, unusual meetings, regarding some upgrades that we're doing, and some old business that was kind of pushed off. So today we have two meetings. Tomorrow we have one meeting regarding some old stuff, and then Thursday we have 5 meetings throughout the day. It's going to really wreck things because we have meetings before 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 11:30, 2:30 p.m. So it's going to really mess with our schedule. And then finally Friday we just have the one team meeting. So it's going to get busy later on. Looks like only 2 meetings today, 1 tomorrow and 5 Thursday. Like I said, it's like 70 degrees outside. It rained all night, so nice and cool. No humidity right now, cloudy skies, and traffic is pretty moderate to light, so that's good. Today's plan is going to be catch up on office work. I do have some unrelated work to take care of that's not related to Advantage Play or the office, just some side stuff I've been working on. I'll have to do that, catch up on my normal work, do these meetings, try to head to the casino a couple times. Yesterday was a really strange day. Took some deep dives, came back up, deep dive, back up, and a couple times I didn't think I'd ever get out of it. And the one time in the morning I was able to make a profit, but in the afternoon I did give a little bit of that back. I am pleased with the way the Pot Limit Omaha 5-card game went. I don't think I would do it any differently. I think I would want to just buy in a little bit at a time. It's a very loose game, so I don't want to be risking a large amount all at one time. The most you can buy in for is 1,000, and most people were buying in for close to 1,000. So if I have an opportunity, I'm going to make the money and leave. But these guys were rebuying 700 to 1,000, a couple times, 3 times an hour. So there's going to be plenty of money on the table. Just have to have a little bit of good variance and try to be tight and play well. So it did work out for me yesterday, but I'm far from knowing what I'm doing on that game. So anyway, right now let's head to the dentist, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So yeah, got the crown put on, and it's not good enough. So there's a gap between that tooth and the other tooth, so they have to remake it. So they had to take the crown off, which took them forever. Even though they hadn't glued it on, it took forever. It fit so well. And they rescanned the tooth again and then put it back on. And right now I'm heading to work, and I'm already late for work. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but I'm supposed to come back September 14th, which would be after we get back from the cruise, and hopefully the new one will fit better. So that's all we can do. Right now, heading to the office, 74 degrees, and looks like there's going to be rain today, so not going to be missing too much, but normally I'd be leaving the office in about an hour to be heading out to the casino. So I think today may be a limited gambling day. We'll see. So, I wanted to mention last night I did play online, made 275 So I got that coming in. And yeah, that's pretty much it right now. So that's what's going on right now. Heading to the office. I can kind of hear a little weird noise when I talk with my my S's because my mouth is numb. But I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So definitely a lot of storms here. We actually had the lights flash off a couple times at work today. Big storm, but they're, it got a little bit better. So I am leaving right now to head to the casino. I do need to be back within a few hours, so I gotta get there, do my job, and get back as soon as possible. I'm not going to worry about getting food from there because it does take a minute. I may swing through a drive-through on the way back. So far today, been extremely busy. I did get caught up for yesterday already, but I have a lot of requests, and I'll be working on those in the next couple hours when I get back. So. And then I'll have those 2 meetings this afternoon. It'll be a busy day, but I think I'm okay with getting out right now, trying to make a little bit of money, and then we'll head back to the office and go from there. I'm supposed to also go to Honda to get a car tonight. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, because my kid wants a version of this car that's not available right now. If I can maybe get it in a few weeks, I'd be okay with that. Otherwise, we may have to go with something slightly different. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and just leaving this place, and it was still raining pretty hard when I went in there. Now it's pretty light, so hopefully the worst of the storm is over. But as soon as I walked in, I saw a guy that I haven't seen in a lot of years. I guess I could really mention his name because, I mean, no one's going to know him. He actually used to work at a poker club that's now closed. It's been closed for a lot of years. And his name is Carl. He's an old man. And I saw him and his wife walking out of this casino as I was walking in. And as I'm walking in, I don't see them. I'm walking straight ahead. They're getting ready to leave, and they call my name, and I look over, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while." And I think I've seen him once or twice, but not stopped and talked to him recently. But he was complaining about how he just had to get a new roof on his house. It cost $30,000. What kind of roof is this? I mean, I know this guy. He doesn't have that much money. His house could not be that big. Did somebody scam him for $30,000, or was his whole roof falling in? And he's like, "Yeah, he got it on there just in time for the storm." And he said, "And then yesterday my toilet exploded." Wait, your toilet exploded? I don't understand what that means. How does a toilet explode? Did you like accidentally hit it with something and it cracked and it broke? How does a toilet explode? I don't know. Anyway, I talked to him for a minute and said goodbye. He was on his way. I took a lap, and it was pretty bad in there. There were very few customers in there. I'll tell you how few there were. The handicap spots were all available. That's pretty bad. So took a lap and really didn't find much at all. I think I only played one play. Yeah, it was just one play, and it only took a few spins. I'd actually checked that machine. Actually, I checked the 2 machines next to it. There was someone sitting at it. Came back around, and I noticed he was gone. And as I was walking up to it, this elderly couple was standing there looking at it, pointing at it, and I'm like, "Oh man, don't sit down, don't sit down, don't sit down." And they decided to walk by it. I sat down. I think I hit it either first or second spin. It was a really cheap spin, like 75 cents or something like that, and ended ahead $34. But that's it. That's all I could do, all I could find, plus $34 there. It's still early. I do want to get back to the office. I want my team to see me. At least half my team is gone today for some reason. I don't know why, but I want to be there so everyone else sees me. So right now, we're going to swing by Wendy's. We're going to grab a spicy chicken sandwich and a small chili. There's a little special going on. I can get both of those together for $5.99. And then, I didn't even mention what I ate yesterday. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But actually, I don't know. Maybe I did. Let's head over to Wendy's, grab that food, and I'll come back and update you later. All right, guys, I am back. So right now, just finished up at the office. Late meeting, all that stuff. And normally I'd be heading home from the casino right now. That's how late it is. However, we are just leaving the office, just heading out, and I actually need to head home. We're gonna have dinner, some other stuff going on, so I'm gonna go stop at the pharmacy, pick up some stuff, and then some medicine for people, and then head home, have dinner. Then we'll go back out again, and we'll play at the casino. So it'll be a later, like an evening session instead of an afternoon session. But I do want to get at least one other session in. Like right now, we haven't really made any money today. So I'd like to make a little bit more money. So let's head to the pharmacy, get the medicine, head home, have dinner, hang out with the family for a little bit. Then we'll head out to the casino after that. So yeah, and maybe we can do some segments here in a little bit. Right now, still raining and stuff and noisy, but I'll be back with you. All right, guys, I am back. So did the family thing, and right now we are heading back out again, get our second session in. Bad weather's over, so everything is good. We didn't lose power or anything. So yeah, so right now we're gonna head back to the casino, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, just got here, about to walk in, hopefully make a couple hundred, head home, be happy. So yeah, weather is good now, everything's good. Looks moderately busy, not too busy, so we'll see what happens. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I've been negotiating this deal with Honda, and we kind of came to an impasse, not on purpose. We were both on the same side, but there's no cars available. So we're looking for an exact car, certain color, and we even said, okay, we'll budge on the color, and there's none available. The price is good. We got an incredible deal. My son's like, oh, no matter what you do, you'll never get a great deal. I showed him the price, and he said, oh my gosh, AI says that you got 9.5 out of 10 on the price. Yeah, because, I'm going through Costco, and then there's some other stuff that you can do also. I've talked about that before. So, even more outraged than sorry, another podcast I was listening to. So the issue was they don't have the car. We made the deal, checked the credit. Credit's good, no problem there. And so we kind of started calling around, and we called a dealer that we had gone through 2 vehicles ago for my wife, which technically was like 5 vehicles ago. And they said, yeah, we don't go through the Costco program anymore because it's not really worth it, but we'll honor the price if you can get it. So I contacted the third place. So the first place I went to, I trust. The second place I went to, I trust. It's actually employee owned, so it's really a good place. They're very nice people, always treat you well. They're upfront with you on stuff. And but the Costco program had sent me to a different dealer that I totally don't like, that I know they do a lot of underhanded stuff, because I was sitting there before. I heard one guy say to the other guy, yeah, they're doing the whatever $2.99 program, and the guy's like, yeah, just charge them $1,500 fee. And the guy goes, or whatever the fee was, and the other salesman said, well, yeah, but they have the thing that says that it's this much and this much down. He's like, oh, just call it whatever fee, and you can get an extra $1,500. And from that point on, I saw them differently, and I'd already had a lot of issues with them where they said, oh, you need brakes, you need tires, and I had just replaced them, and it's like, you said you just inspected it, and I need it, but you obviously didn't do anything, you're just trying to sell. So anyway, I went to that dealer, and it's funny because when I replied to their message, I looked at my chat with them, and I had called them scammers and all this stuff. So I got a text back from a guy, and he's like, yeah, I'll send you the price, and we'll get this ball rolling. I'm like, okay, because, you know, he's very confident that he's going to get the sale. So he sent me the price, and it's an excellent price because it's through Costco and all that. And now I'll go back to the other guy, maybe squeeze a couple more dollars out of him, but really, even if I don't squeeze anything out of him, it's worth it because already there's like a 6-week wait for this car right now, and it's coming from like very far away. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. But I think we got it all figured out. The car is not going to be immediately available either way, but the credit check is good for 60 days, so we can make the deal now. I'm going to give him a little bit down. I don't know. I think he said 500 down would lock it up. They have 10 cars coming, and 7 of them are already spoken for. And the 3 remaining are all the same color. It's not the color we want, but it's like our second choice. So I figure, okay, why don't we just lock it up? And then between now and the time it comes in, maybe some other car will be coming in too, and we can switch colors. We already made the deal. It's the exact same price and everything. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I went into this place, and it was moderately busy, but it was like not a very festive atmosphere in there. The music wasn't playing very loud, and the people were kind of quiet, and not a lot of action going on in there. I went to the first set of machines I always check. All of them were full, so I continued on. I went to this first back area and found nothing there. I actually found a machine that was borderline. I played it and lost $31 on it because that was a stupid thing to do at $1 a spin. It's borderline. That means you're not gonna make money, even if it's exactly where it needs to be to break even. It's just zero, so I shouldn't have played it. Otherwise, you're practically gambling, right? I mean, if it's right there. So I moved on, and I did find another machine. Actually, the other machine I found was the one initially that was full. Came back around, all 3 of them were empty, checked them all, found one, and played that one, and lost money on that one. I think I lost, I don't know, I'm trying to think how much. I think I lost like $60 on that one. And then moved on, found one more, and played that, and that was the last one I played. I looked at some other ones, but there was nothing else that was anywhere close to being a good deal. And I ended up leaving ahead $165. And I'm thinking back, you know, I could have left ahead about $200 if I hadn't made that mistake initially. And it doesn't make sense to play something just because it's there, because there's nothing else to play. Now, I'll check like lesser machines that I normally wouldn't check because you don't make that much on them, but it's still positive EV. Or maybe more risky ones because the EV is still there, but maybe there's more variance. But shouldn't play anything that's borderline if we can help it anyway, unless you got like some other compensating factor like 10 times points or some crazy thing like that. So we ended up ahead 165 plus whatever we made this morning, 30, 40 bucks, whatever it was this morning, was $34. And then a little bit after midnight last night, we made a couple hundred, 275, which technically I count as yesterday, but it doesn't matter because I only put it on the spreadsheet once a month anyway. So we're doing okay. Things are drying up right now. The ground's getting dry. It's after rush hour. There isn't a lot of traffic, and we're heading toward home, and we're going to do some segments. This is the 1776 countdown, where I count down the top 1,776 reasons why I love the United States of America, and things have been going so good. I'm so excited about doing this And today we're going to talk about Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. So Mount Rushmore, actually, everybody knows that it's a national park, but it's not. It's actually a national memorial, but the National Park Service manages it, so a little bit unusual. But the presidents, well, you know where it is, right? South Dakota. In South Dakota's Black Hills, there's a small town called Keystone. It's easy to remember, Keystone. And there are 4 presidents on the mountain, right? And they are George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Now, the sculpture was designed by an American sculptor, but his name is not very American sounding. It's Gutzon Borglum, and the construction began. You would think like it began like in the 1800s. Well, it couldn't have been. I guess it couldn't have been because Theodore Roosevelt's on there. Actually began in 1927, and the construction took 14 years, so it was officially completed in 1941. Unfortunately, the sculptor died shortly before it was completed, and so why those 4 presidents? So George Washington was chosen because of the birth of the nation, Thomas Jefferson because of expansion and democracy, and I believe maybe it had something to do with financial stuff. Anyway, we talk about that another time, but there was some other stuff going on with that. Theodore Roosevelt, development and conservation, a lot of state parks, things like that. He was a hunter, he was a camper, all that. And then Abraham Lincoln, preservation of the Union. So these faces, I mean, they don't look like they're huge, but when you see a zoomed out picture, you realize how big these things are. Each head is about 60 feet tall. So for my European and other friends, it's about 18 meters tall. The mountain is primarily made of granite. Granite is not a soft stone, obviously. It's very durable, and so the sculpture is going to last for a very long time. So they moved about 450,000 tons, American tons, of rock. So 450,000 tons is, you're going to add 3 zeros, so that's 450 million, and multiply it by 2. So that's 9 million pounds of dirt. So for my European friends, that comes out to somewhere around 4.1 million pounds of kilograms of stone that were moved. Unbelievable amount. And with it being so hard, they had to use dynamite for most of the work. About 90% of the carving was done with dynamite, and then the smaller detailed stuff was done with chisels. Now, interestingly, more than 400 people worked on it, and 0 people died, despite the dangerous conditions involved with blasting and working so high above the ground. Originally, the sculpture had envisioned that the presidents be pictured from the waist up, not just their heads, but it didn't end up that way. And behind Lincoln's head, there's a hidden chamber, a room that they call the Hall of Records, and that's used to preserve important documents and information about American history. It was never completed the way that it was originally intended to be, that room anyway. And like I said, it's managed by the National Park Service, and attracts about 2 million people a year. And later on we'll talk about individual presidents, but definitely notable presidents. So anyway, that is the segment on Mount Rushmore. So we'll do some other segments. What did you eat today, MW? I went to Wendy's for lunch, and I had a spicy chicken sandwich, which I just love. I don't know why. Generally, the spicy chicken is normally not as good as the regular, and I noticed that a lot of places have it cheaper than the regular chicken sandwiches, and it's because they use worse cuts of meat. in a lot of cases are minced, but this is solid, good piece of chicken, and it is one of my favorite sandwiches. Actually, my brother told me about it initially, and I'm like, I don't really like chicken sandwiches, but it's really good. They used to do like 2 of them for $5. Now it's 1 for $6, but you got that, and then got free chili with it as well, which wasn't the best thing for a guy who's rushing around and doing meetings and stuff, but it was pretty good. I give it a 10 again, on a scale of 2 through ace. Service-wise, I give it a 1. I was in the drive-thru for about 20 minutes. I could have just gotten free food from the casino, and I was kind of in a rush, wanted to get back to the office to get my work done, but I give it about a 1 on service because it took so long. And then I didn't tip anything today. And what did you learn today, MW? And I got to kind of think about this for a minute. Well, work-wise, what I learned is we are moving forward with an update that I had suggested. We're putting a lot of time and energy into it. Today's meeting had 15 people in it. If you stop and think average, what are they making an hour? A lot of them were higher level than me. They're probably making, I don't know, the average is probably $70 an hour. So, I mean, that's a lot of money that you're putting into a meeting. So if there's 15 people, you're spending about $1,000 an hour to have meetings about this. And they did ask for a lot of my input because I'm the one who actually uses the back end of it the most, because I do a lot of the structure for it, as far as sending vulnerabilities to people, organizing stuff, contacting people, doing the scans, doing the rescans, all that kind of stuff, and organizing all that. And now we're moving into cloud scans, application scans, all those different things. So it's getting complicated. But I learned that they're very serious about doing that, and I'm going to be working on that quite a bit over the next 6 months, and hopefully by April, May, we should have that all done. We'll be putting it in our development segment, network segment, for me to mess around with a little bit and kind of make sure that it's what we want. Also, a little hint here for you. I discovered today, our cruise is coming up. It's less than 21 days away. And Norwegian Cruise Line, and actually Coach and I have talked about this before. It's worked out for him. Norwegian will allow you to upgrade your room. Now, when you first book, they're going to send you an email. Hey, thanks for booking. You can upgrade to a better room. And like the top most expensive room on my cruise is an extra, on top of what I'm paying already, an extra $16,650 a person, okay? Now, there's a little place that you can go where you can offer less than that, and then if it's not full, then they'll give it to you for less. So there's a little slider on there, and I think on that one it went anywhere from $8,000 to $16,650. Well, I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait and see what happens, because I like our room. I'm okay if I end up with that room, but maybe the price will get better. And today must have triggered something, number of days left or something, and it dropped it down from the minimum being 50% to the minimum being 30%. So the room that I wanted was going to be 1,000 extra per person. And now I can get it for whatever, 600 or something like that. On top of that, so my cruise was free, and I could bring one person, my wife, and then we added 2 of our kids, and there was a special going on that up to 2 kids free per room. So mine was free, hers was free, and both the kids were free. So we're just paying the taxes and tips, right? Now we upgraded a couple things, but it wasn't too bad. Now, when I upgrade this room, let's say it's $650 to upgrade the room, I only have to pay for the upgrade for the 2 of us. The kids get theirs for free. So if I'm getting it for 30%, really I'm getting it for 15% because the kids are free. So it's an excellent deal, and I'm considering doing it, but I think I'm just going to wait till the last minute. The room I want, they call H6. I don't know. It's a Haven room, I think. I'm not sure. Haven is like a special area where you get your own little pools and snacks and stuff. I don't really care about that. But one thing that's good about it, I believe, that one or the other one I was looking at comes with a butler, which is always nice, because you come back from a place where it's whatever, 100 degrees outside, you're tired, you're sweating, all that. You come back to your room, it's nice and cool, and your butler is outside, they call you by name, and then you go into the room and they have sandwiches and snacks for you, and then you can go to dinner, but at least you have something to hold you over. So pretty nice. So hopefully that will work out, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to upgrade the room, but it's not set in stone yet. So anyway, yeah, right now we're going to head home, enjoy our night, whatever. We made whatever, $200 today, that's fine, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow most likely we'll be traveling. I'm still not 100%. I've been doing pretty well on poker lately. The downside of that is if I stay close to home and I do the poker, when I go to the casino, they're seeing me every day instead of just a couple times a week like they were before, and I really don't want to have an issue with that. But it sure saves me a heck of a lot of time. Instead of 8 hours traveling in a day, it's more like 2. So we'll see. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.